cowbells ringing right around Campbelltown Stadium. Plenty in the bullpen as well, the active area. And it's Wellington Phoenix kicking things off in their brand new away kit. Straight back to Rufer, and they've overloaded on that left-hand side. Tomer Hemed, the target, in an early scrap. And Benyat Echevarria took it off him. Both of these teams look different to what we saw last week. Significant inclusions.
Yeah, and a lot of creative players in both sides. So interesting job for the likes of Milligan and Rufer. I think two key players today, and who drives the tempo and the intensity in this game.
Hemed hit the deck again and earned the whistle that time. Are you a kit man, Robbie? What do you make of this aqua blue arrangement from Wellington?
It's certainly different, and when you said two different looking sides, Wellington straight to mind with this new kit. I don't mind it. Maybe it's the Wollongong effect.
It's getting social media approval, which is always a good sign. Here's De Vere alongside Laws in the heart of defence, and Tim Payne's crossing last week was a feature, provided the assist for Muratovic's goal, and whipped in some telling balls on multiple occasions. Here's Meredith, refreshed after being given last game off. Cam Devlin with a good challenge on Denny Jonro. The two number 8s fighting for one spot perhaps at the Olympics later this year. Who knows how that's all going to shake down under Graham Arnold. Seeing those kind of battles almost every game in the A-League.
We certainly are. We're seeing the emergence of some wonderful Australian players, and you're right, the competition for Olympic berths is red hot because there's players popping up out of nowhere staking claims.
Including Callum Nieuwenhof, who scored a worldie against Wellington last week. Ufuk Talay said, well, beaten by two very good goals last week, Nieuwenhof and Bratton, in that 2-1 defeat in Wollongong. And they were pushing hard for an equaliser. Had the ball in the back of the net at one stage, but ruled out for offside. Macarthur FC didn't test Birigidi too often in the Mariners' goal. Here comes ball. And Shushnya, a long way from goal, dealt with it. They'll be happy to mix it up physically and aerially with Tomer Hemed, the two centre halves for Macarthur FC, Shushnya and Jovanovic. Both tower over him. Here is Shushnya. Second ball is the cry from the bench. Benyat Echevarria tidied up. Kept alive by Rufer. Hemed's touch was delightful. Flag will stay down here for David Ball. And they're arriving at the back post. He's picked them out as well. And McGarry denied by a super block.
Well, the flag's gone up, but they didn't know that. The linesman has done the right thing. He's allowed play to go on. He's come back and signalled this run as offside. Clever ball for Ball. A clever ball from Ball. There you go. And a super volley. Technically perfect from McGarry. And as you said, they weren't to know. That was a great block, because that was certainly goal-bound.
Would have been interesting if they scored there. I don't think that is offside. Under the new interpretation, Shushnya played at the ball. And that puts everyone on side. That is the new interpretation that the A-League referees boss, Trebre Delovsky, has told us. So I think the referees might get a ticking off after saying that is offside.
Well, it's a conversation we can have. So what if VAR had a look at that?
Well, I think back in the centre they would have known that that is the case, and they would have said the goal stands, and they would have convinced Stephen Lucas, the man in charge here, just shy of 50 A-League games.
Well, maybe thankfully for Stephen Lucas that the block did happen. Tell you what, he certainly caught it sweetly. McGarry on that left-hand side, ghosting in, completely unmarked. It was a super ball from David Ball to the back post. So opening stages, Wellington certainly controlling it in this 5th minute. Interesting to see Lachlan Rose operating on the left-hand side this opening period. So say Etta has come right across from the right as well, so playing very lopsided.
Payne again, ball dropped off. And Devlin kept it away from Benyat. Helped on by Lewis for McGarry. And straight into the breadbasket of Adam Federici in goal. Early distribution for Derbyshire, and De Vere did enough. James McGarry, just 22 years of age. It's only his 4th A-League appearance, but he's had experience in the Dutch top flight. Beautiful left boot and great pedigree as well. Son of a New Zealand international. Dad Mike capped nearly 90 times. You would have played against him.
I certainly did, and he was a fine player for New Zealand. In fact, he was one of the thorns in our side in those days. New Zealand quite often upset the Socceroos at times when we were firm favourites.
Might be able to organise a game or two in the Trans-Tasman bubble if it opens up between the two countries. So Graham Arnold will be having a little look at that. I'd love to see the Socceroos back in action as soon as possible. Now Davila opening up the angle for the strike here, and a long way off in the end.
Well, you see what he's trying to execute, and the execution is all wrong. Making that half yard, which he did, but maybe took it a little bit straight across, and very difficult to wrap the boot around it, even for him.
He's already in Wellington's top 10 for A-League goals with those 12 strikes last season. And his family has arrived. His wife and young child arrived in Australia this week, as did the family of Tom Mohamed. So they're settled now. And Davila making the point that he'll play better football with his family with him in Australia now. Here's David Ball. Almost past Milligan. Devlin picked it up, and that's important scrambling defence again from Macarthur FC.
Well, he got his positioning right. Was it Franjic at the back post? Super play down the right. The ball in from Hamed, this one that misses out there. Ball sort of scrambles on it, and then Devlin's onto it, across the face of goal. And Franjic, very importantly, has got 2 Wellington players poised to strike.
Out swinging corner. Rufa! Just over the bar. Boy, did he hit that sweep.
And he doesn't score many goals, but that was so nearly one very special one. Just rising over the bar. Tried to get horizontal on it. Not an easy one. It's coming from quite some height. He tries to get horizontal. He just can't control it. But what a fantastic start to the game from Wellington. And I was speaking to Tufik how disappointed that he was in his team at their start against Sydney. Well, they've certainly rectified this at this point.
Would have been some way to open his account if he put it into the roofer of the net.
Well done. That's 1-0 to you, Speedy.
69th game. He now holds the record for Wellington, the longest goalless run for an outfield player.
Mark Milligan late there, but he's trying to put a bit of steel. He's out there and he's shouting at his teammates. Ante Milicic looking at it as well. Their team just haven't been able to get any possession. In the 10th minute now.
Lewis has been lively. Wants it back from McGarry.
Both nice on the ball. Tavia, of course, we know him so well, but Lewis as well. Another left-footed creative player. He looks very comfortable and capable.
It breaks nicely here. Ulysses Davila, the captain, And the back heel was attempted. Ivan Franjic has saved another goal because I don't think Federici was stopping it.
No, again. And he's coming from his right fullback position, and he's had to leave McGarry, and McGarry was completely unmarked. Another lightning attack in there. Ball speed is absolutely top drawer at the moment. This one in, and Franjic, that's a super challenge. And look at McGarry just behind.
It is aqua blue wave after aqua blue wave right now in the opening 10 minutes, just surging towards Federici's goal. Really bright start, but nothing to show for it just yet. Shushaeta was blocked off by Devlin, according to the home fans. No whistle there. And here goes McGarry again. Ball. Trying to tee it up for Tomer Hemed. Oh, then he was nearly teed up by the defender, and again the flag goes up.
Again, the referee's assistant waits until the action ends, and Hemed, he says, was offside, which at first glance, live action, it looked to be the case. But again, quick ball speed, great touch from Ball. See Wellington feeling they're in good touch and they're pressing high. Not allowing Macarthur out and force Federici to go long here.
Teammate did him no favours there. He couldn't find the range to get it to Meredith. Easily cut out by Ulysses Davila, and Federici said, "Where are you?" Mark Bosnich at pitch level, what are you making of these opening exchanges?
Good afternoon, Brenton, and good afternoon to all our viewers. Well, as Robbie said, both he and I spoke to Ufi Tale before the game and was lamenting the fact that Wellington didn't start particularly well against Sydney. Well, they've certainly put that right. Absolutely phenomenal start. Macarthur really just can't get near them at this moment in time, and they'll do well to get out this small period without conceding a goal. Just a little thing in terms of from a tactical perspective, we always get the team sheets before the game. Lockie Rose was down to play on the right. He's actually playing here on the left, and Susaeta's there over on the right. But no use having all these ball players if you haven't got the ball, and that's all Wellington have at the moment.
Yeah, and I look at that, and obviously that looks like a foul from Hemed, but I look at Ante Milicic, he works with them, day in, day out. But for me, just in this opening period, Lachlan Rose doesn't look comfortable on the left-hand side. I mean, he is a rough diamond, but we saw him against the Wanderers on that right-hand side. He was absolutely electric. But, I mean, that could be down to the fact that Macarthur just haven't had the ball. But it's maybe one to watch, and maybe something that Ante Milicic is looking at.
Would they inevitably switch sides at some stage, do you think? Or not necessarily?
Well, not necessarily if that's the formation and the pattern he wants. But, in my opinion, it's certainly, I think Lachlan Rose is much more comfortable on the right-hand side.
Here is Shushaeta. Back to Franjic. They want delivery, the fans. And Rufa well placed to cut it out.
Well, the first time they get a bit of possession in Wellington's half.
And Denny Jonro on the half turn, blocked off by Devlin. That's a fascinating battle. First time Benyart was able to probe with a pass, and he found his midfield mate in Denny Jonro. Cute little touch from the skipper. Possession up over 70%. Last week, Macarthur FC against the Mariners dominated statistically. Had more than 60% of possession. Outshot Owen Stagic's side, but finished on the wrong end of the scoreline. He's kept it in somehow through all of that.
Was
Jovanovic.
the double rebound, wasn't it? That run from midfield from Lewis. First time they've really gone over the top.
That's the confidence of Benyart. Little back heel back to Jovanovic, and now clapping his hands, demanding possession. Flighting one to Meredith. making them tick all of a sudden is Benyat Echeverria. Here's Rose, right footer. His delivery from that right-hand side against the Wanderers was a feature. He rolls it into the feet of the striker and tried to get back on the end of things from Derbyshire. Again, Franic dived in and made a great challenge, but it breaks Wellington's way. And Hamed works it wide for McGarry. Poked away by Genro. Milligan to Benyat. And the Spaniards combining. Better signs for the Bulls in the last couple of minutes.
Come.
Franic holding his line, finding Shushaeta. Just missed Rose in the middle. He was in a scoring position.
Yeah, and that was good play from Macarthur. And as you say, Benyat Echeverria really just getting on the ball now. And you saw him before. You said it, he's clapping his hands. Decent delivery this. Comes in and Rose just in there a little bit too early, but they had the overload there on the right-hand side. And a couple of players in the box as well, but the ball just a little bit too overhit. And certainly Macarthur's last few minutes there starting to ask some of their own questions.
It was down at pitch level just before kickoff and felt like the conditions were pretty comfortable. And the ball is zipping around here in Campbelltown. Meredith's delivery dealt with by McGarry. David Ball weaving his way through. Good hold-up play by Wellington's number 9. Their player of the season last time around. Payne whipping one in. Nice idea, Tom Hamed. He's trying to get on the end of things. Federici saw what was brewing. Didn't stand a hope with the 2 goals last week, Adam Federici, after a stellar performance first up against the Wanderers. Classy turn again from Derbyshire this time. And he's back in the box, waiting for Rose to deliver. Bent towards that back post. Cross or shot?
I think he's gone for the shot there. I think he's going for that far post. And for Payne, you know, Lachlan Rose is always going to want to come back on that right foot. He might say different. He might say he's going for that back post. It was a good effort, nice and confident. Cutting on the inside, and we'll have to follow him playing on this left-hand side. When he gets isolated on Payne, has he got it in his locker to go down the outside and use his left?
What a touch from Benyat. And now the delivery out in front of Rose. Here comes Meredith overlapping. And a double ricochet. Payne got the block in and played it back out off Meredith.
He was unlucky, Meredith. Comes back on him, but that was good play. Meredith, we spoke to before the game that he has got license to get up there, and Lachlan Rose receiving that ball, ghosted inside to play him in. Opened up that channel. It's a great challenge.
Not a whole lot in it as Genro went in against Devlin once more. Rufer told to turn. Had a couple to beat and just cruised past Milligan and Genro. No challenge came in. Franic has been busy defensively. Might have some work to do here Lewis had just stolen in behind on that left-hand side for the Knicks. No one could find him. And Jovanovic's header will go out for the corner. Jovanovic, his first season back down under at National League level. Spent a long time in South Korea with Jeju. Might be called upon here. He's got the assignment of De Vere. And Milligan won the header. Fired back in by Devlin, who had that good chance last week against Sydney FC.
Yeah, you don't mind that because he's got no chance, or no time rather, to control that. He's central, you may as well take it on. It's difficult to control on the half volley. And he didn't, just hit it on the up. In swinging corner, here it comes. No time for it to take a touch. But you can't deny him taking that on. Shows his confidence. What a signing he's been for Wellington, Cameron Devlin.
Ball. Laid it off cleverly for Devlin. And now Lewis again. McGarry, the lefties combining. How's the delivery? And Federici called his teammates out of it.
Yeah, good work from Federici, but no Wellington player coming in central there and towards the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
Mark Bosnich, what are you making of the midfield matchup? Macarthur have all the experience, but the youthful exuberance of Rufer and Devlin is a feature.
Well, for the first 15 minutes or so, it was all Wellington. And one of those reasons was De Vere and Lewis play those two number 10 positions just right in behind in the half space. I don't want to keep talking while they've got an opportunity. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, ball is advancing. And kept it alive for Davila. Back to you, Boz.
Yeah, so De Vere and Lewis are in those half space, and for those first 15 minutes when they were in total dominance, Wellington, there was a little bit of an issue whether or not James Meredith, Ivan Franich would stay in the back four to come into the midfield to help. They've rectified that a little bit. They've brought them both in to pick them up. And also the other thing as well, they've said to Denny John Rue, who was up there with Derbyshire closing down when they were defending, basically drop back into midfield. You're not a striker in terms from a defensive perspective. We need more bodies in here, and that's proved to be a bit more beneficial to Macarthur, who has slowly come back in it, but they've still got to be careful. They've done well not to concede a goal during this period.
You see Milligan there not happy with Jovanovic, and why he should be the one with the block on David Ball, who's been so lively in this first half.
We're midway through it. Coming together in the box as Laws tried to break free of Shushnya. Good debate between the two centre halves going head to head here. Lewis hangs it up towards that penalty spot. And hooked clear in the end by Markel Shushaeta, the former Melbourne City man. Marinovic fires it straight back. Tug of the shirt from Cam Devlin. Gets a talking to from the referee after he kicked the ball away as well.
He certainly tested Steve Lucas there, because you could get a yellow card for a shirt pull, but then to top it off and kick the ball away.
Jovanovic is a frustrated man right now. Laws all over Derbyshire.
He's got a tough role, Derbyshire, doesn't he? Moving that line.
Good scrapping by Jean-Rowe. Took it back off Lewis. Meredith misses the mark. It's all a little bit clunky right now for Macarthur.
Toes, Kenny.
But Rose can make things happen in an instant. Denny Jonro, it's opening up for him here. And the strike blocked off.
Took too long, didn't he? I think he was surprised he was in so much space.
And so was Callum Neuenhoff last week. Wellington haven't learnt their lesson.
Well, they certainly switched off Wellington there. Defenders got caught ball watching and they didn't make the most of that, Macarthur. That was a good situation.
Talley said in the post-match press conference last week there was more than enough time and more than enough defenders behind the ball to have at least one advance to close down that space ahead of Neuenhoff.
I mean, it was a wonder strike, there's no doubt, but you did see from the footage that there was two players there and the one in front, if he had closed him down, might have changed the outcome, or maybe not.
Couldn't have been it any sweeter.
No.
Back to Shushnia. Derbyshire doing plenty of work off the ball, but not too many goal-scoring chances falling his way just yet this season. Genre to Benyat. Trying to tease one in behind for Franjic, but Lewis was attending to his defensive duties. Devlin turned into trouble. Shushaeta working hard and got a little nudge from Davila.
Yeah, the mistake from Devlin. As he had a simple ball to lay back, but such is his confidence, he wants to face forward, but really wasn't on that time. And then Davila coming back and committing the foul. Decent position, difficult position in some ways. And that's sort of no man's land, isn't it? Difficult to pick someone out from here. Well in from the sideline. 30-35 metres out.
Echavarria delivers, back post, Shushnia, and it took saving. Marinovic with the feet, was it?
Well, Benyat certainly finds the delivery, didn't he? Super ball to the back post.
Their only goal so far this season was a free kick from Benyat, deflected, fortunately, by Milligan. Past young Margush in goal for the Wanderers. Shushnia denied a moment ago. Flights one to Derbyshire. Good aerial duel. Ball came off second best. He was the one leading with the arms against Milligan. Works out for Macarthur FC. Good defending by Payne. He left Rose behind that time. And that's going to prompt a booking. Shushnia knew he was beaten by the turn of Davila and wiped him out.
Yeah, Davila just using his body. Shushnia so late. And what a save this is. He picked it out. Speedy. Bunyat, super ball to the back post. Good connection, and he just stays big. The ball virtually just hits him. Their best chance by far.
First booking of the afternoon. Shushnia. Hoping to get right in Socceroos calculations. Has been part of the setup before. Bent around for Tomer Hemed, in behind Jovanovic. Little 1-2 with Davila, and again the scramble was on. Franjic poked it out for yet another set piece.
Well, he's been crucial in that back line, hasn't he? The right fullback coming in to help out his centre halves. Hemed with the burst in behind. Not enough pace on that ball, the through ball, to take it further towards goal, and then the little 1-2, the little give and go, and Franjic was alive.
In the last 9 seasons that he's played in the A-League, his team has played finals. Can he make it 10 out of 10 with the new boys? Macarthur FC, he's certainly putting in his fair share in this opening half hour. Lewis spins it away. Big chance, and De Vere, it came all the way through to him, and he couldn't keep the shot down.
Well, it came over a lot of bodies. I think he's just didn't expect it. I think the ball's just hit him. This ball does not a lot of pace on it. Federici can't come for it. De Vere ghosting in. No, I think I've given him a bit too much credit there. I think he definitely saw it.
Remember last season, it used to be Stephen Taylor coming in at the back post so often, trying to get on the end of set pieces like that. Now it's De Vere's role, at least on that last occasion. Franjic lost it in the sun. That's what he's telling his teammates. Saying to Federici, give us a different trajectory next time. It'll be easier to contest. Beautiful playing surface here at Campbelltown Stadium. Ante Milicic approves the kind of surface he wants to be able to play his football on. Hemed and Federici, that is very important. Sweeper, keeper stuff. And now Derbyshire can't quite dip it in. What about that passage of play?
Wow. I was just about to say the game's been terrific. Both sides playing some really good football. Federici, absolutely brilliant goalkeeping there. And the play from Wellington to get into that position was good as well. He comes out, as you said, the sweeper keeper. And what about this for an effort? First time from Derbyshire, just wouldn't dip enough for him.
No shots on target yet, but there have been 10 of them off target. Just need to tighten things up. Already another exciting game brewing in the A-League. It's been must-watch television since we kicked off. Lewis looking for Hemed, and it favoured Shushnia. Scything challenge from Devlin, and they're going to come back for that, and that's his final warning.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. He is, I mean, it's enthusiasm. And he's wanting to close down, get the ball back quickly, but a couple of challenges, I think, as you just said. Last warning.
He's a Liverpool fan, Cam Devlin. Wears the number 8. Aren't we all Liverpool fans, Robbie? And he idolises Stevie Gerrard. A little bit about Stevie, the way he gets into those 50-50s. Here he is again. And just had to check his run, David Ball.
That stopped the momentum. It was clever from Jovanovic, who just stepped up.
Meredith won the header well. And he's into the box here, James Meredith. Rose used him as a decoy, went for Shushayeta instead. Now, Lockie Rose, is he brought down there? Appeared to be clipped, and someone told Stephen Lucas he was. Maybe the assistant on the far side, because the free kick has been given belatedly.
Well, there was a couple of options, wasn't it? Meredith made a brilliant run. He ignored him, played a good ball into Shushayeta, and it comes back to him. Had a chance to hit it with his left peg here. Gets a fake and gets dragged. Very, very good position. And Benyart will be on this and all over it.
16 goals in La Liga for the 33-year-old. And some highlights you'll see throughout his career have been set pieces and strikes from this kind of range, including one against Real Madrid from open play from similar range. Plenty in the wall for Marinovic.
Marinovic backing his wall here.
Cowbells are ringing. Benyat, Echevarria, and Marinovic stayed there. He did back his wall in.
Yep. And he just protected the side he has to protect, and Benyat was hoping for some movement the other way from Marinovic, but he backed his wall all the way and stayed put. So a good save, but fairly regulation save from Marinovic. Set up his wall perfectly.
Took his time going across for the corner. There's a bit of an England World Cup routine going on here. Jovanovic, the deepest runner. Man down in the box. Holding his head as well. Now back to his feet, Mark Milligan. Shushaeta delivers. And De Vere able to head it outside of the box and in a safe position as well. Benyat again, delightful. Breaks his way once more. John Rose delivering. And Rose tried to get a header on target.
He's already in there and it's behind him, so he can't head that back towards Derbyshire, who's pretty much on the penalty spot. Super ball from Shushaeta before that. This is the end of that attack. The first phase was better.
Goalkeepers have had plenty to do in the last 10 minutes, Bozza.
That they have. So 2 regulation saves by Marinovic were good ones. A little bit better from Macarthur. But for me, it's still by far been Wellington's half. And Macarthur are coming to the realisation that no matter how much you treasure possession and you want to play and you've got ball players in your team, you still have to work hard and to get into the opposition to get the ball to play with in the first place. Still would rather see Lockie Rose in the position he played against the Wanderers over there on the right-hand side. Continues to cut in on his right foot. Seems uncomfortable, like Robbie said out here. And I'll be considering as well, if Shushaeta doesn't start pulling his finger out, so to speak, to bring on Tommy Orr and put him on the left and Lockie Rose on the right for the second half. But we'll wait and see how things go.
Yeah, still no minutes from Tommy Orr for Macarthur FC. He was their first signing in mid-January of last year. Card is out here.
Brilliant work from Lewis. 2 players to beat. Little room to move. Great technique, dropping his shoulder twice and forces Milligan into the mistake that cost him a yellow card.
There is Tommy Orr, poached from the Mariners by Macarthur FC. Battled an injury in pre-season and amongst the substitutes here this afternoon.
I've liked the half from Cameron Devlin, to be honest. I think he's come such a long way, and Rufer and his partner Devlin have certainly shaded that midfield battle up against, you know, the experience of Mark Milligan.
McGarry, cut back, ball, and Wellington are rewarded. David Ball on the spot to put the Knicks on top, and Macarthur FC at home are behind again.
What a move that is. And it all starts from Rufer and Devlin back near the halfway line. And when you get De Vere and you can get him facing, he's the one that can create and open up any defence. Here's the work here. De Vere gets on the turn, perfect ball. What about this for a ball in? And the finish slightly behind him is perfect. Brilliant ball in from McGarry as well. Doesn't hit it into that near post. He sees, he got his head up there, delivers it. Sees David Ball coming in the point of the penalty spot. Brilliant finish, and that's a really good Wellington Phoenix goal.
7th goal of his A-League career. He had 5 assists last campaign as well. And the celebrations continued right in front of the bullpen. And those cowbells have been silenced here at Campbelltown. Again, Ufuk Talay getting the kind of performance he was after. Devlin to his knees for a brief moment and then held back. Genro. The advantage might help Devlin get away without a booking. It was coming if play did stop there. Franjic. Derbyshire. And Meredith getting in there as well. Last touch off who? It is going to be a goal kick.
They worked well. It was a good advantage from Stephen Lucas. This ball in comes back into Milligan. Just clips it to the back post, and Derbyshire's already there and he's had to backpedal.
Little flick from Derbyshire. And just spun away from him to the advantage of Laws. Tom Mohammed didn't quite keep that one in. The throw-in was signalled. Again, classy little flick from Benyard. That ball was errant from Shushnyar. And look at Wellington. Numbers committed forward here after the turnover of possession. McGarry had to go into reverse and Ball apologised.
Well, they had one of the best left backs in the competition, Kikache, and I tell you, they found someone else in McGarry. Sweet left foot, nice balance, good on the ball.
And he's got competition for that spot as well. Louis Fenton trialled in that position in pre-season and came on and played there last week when McGarry ran out of legs. Sam Sutton, another one who's been considered for that position. McGarry might have a stranglehold on it after this opening half performance. A head clash here and blood drawn. That's why the referee blew it up immediately. Checking on the welfare of both of those players, and Tom Mohammed has got blood streaming down his face after this clash. Mohammed joined by his wife and 3 kids this week. They've arrived in Sydney, and if you track them on Instagram, they're living the high life at the moment above Sydney Harbour. It's his wife's birthday today, a former Miss Universe contestant. That's going in the social pages, Robbie.
Certainly. He's going to have a nasty cut there. His partnership with David Ball has been excellent in this first half, and they've had some very good service, haven't they, from behind. Macarthur have had their moments, but Wellington have been well on top. That ball from Davila. Mike McGarry with the awareness to get his head up, look up, and pick out David Ball, who sprinted from that penalty spot, and a really good finish.
You're giving his dad the credit, Mike McGarry. Of course, it's
yes.
James out there at left back. Son of Davila.
Well, his father would be a very proud man at the moment.
Ball headed his way again. 22 years of age, young Laws alongside De Vere in the heart of defence. Another good pass from McGarry. It's alive now for Rufer, who wanted Payne to come towards him. Lovely movement in behind. No one to hit in the middle, so Lewis buys some time. When Macarthur FC beat the Wanderers first up, we thought they'd come to these 2 home games and turn on the style, but it's a little quiet here right now at Campbelltown Stadium. They need a goal to get their fans right back into it.
That left-hand side is such a has such a nice balance with Lewis and McGarry, both left-footed players.
Tried something extravagant there, McGarry, with the outside of the boot pass intended for his captain. Just about everything else has come off for him. Turned away in frustration that time. Shushaeta, here comes Rose. And Tim Payne played it beautifully, got his body in the road. I thought Rose was going to leap into action there.
Well, he was coming in from that left-hand side, probably a little bit too late. And his leap took him right into the back of Payne, who positioned himself very, very well. And that's the problem for Macarthur as they're staring at half-time, is that the personal battle's very important in the game. At the moment, most of those battles individually being won by the Wellington players.
Think back to last season, they started the campaign with 4 straight defeats. Wellington under Ufuk Talay, who was a rookie coach at that stage, and everyone thought, well, hello, they're contending for the wooden spoon. But lo and behold, a few months later, they wind up with their best finish in club history, 3rd on the ladder. Tomer Hemed's still not out there after that head clash. So they're set up 4-4-1 right now. I'm hoping he can get patched up and back out there. If not now, in time for the second half, of course. I don't think he's getting the all clear just yet. So can they make the most of their one-man advantage here? Macarthur FC. Meredith kept out by Marinovic once more.
Yeah, good save. Meredith down that channel and decided to take it on himself. It was a decent strike as well. And Wellington, 10 men just trying to hang on till half-time.
And there's no more time, so they've done that part of the equation. Tomer Hemed can get sorted out, but his strike partner, David Ball, is the man on target so far. Their player of the season last time around. Gets Wellington in front here at the break by that 1-0 scoreline.
Yeah, Ivan Franic, a little bit of deja vu from last weekend. You left to chase the game yet again. What's let you down in this first 45?
Must never become violent or antisocial towards another person, including spectators,
half-time, address it and come back from the second half.
You've had your opportunities. What's Ante going to ask?